about this. I like got late with somebody and now it's like ruins it for everyone else.
No worries. I'm glad you're here. It's okay. It happens to everyone.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Yay, it's a
Good.
woman.
Thank you so much for joining this meeting. It's lovely to meet you. Congratulations on your short film. Lovely story. I loved it. I do have a few questions. I know we only have a few minutes, so I will jump right
Sorry.
in. My name is Victoria. I'm the editor-in-chief of Action Magazine. I'm also a filmmaker, so I love to discuss with directors and producers and bring insights to anyone starting in the creative field. That's our goal in the magazine, to just bring inspiration and give voices.
Great.
So let's get started. I wanted to know a
Great.
little bit about you. So if you could give a
Sure.
brief introduction about yourself and a bit about your journey.
Sure. My name is Rani DeMuth. I'm a writer-director from Santa Barbara, California. I went to art school for undergrad, started out as a painter, then found experimental film, and then went to UCLA for grad school in film production. And I think of myself as a visual artist and a filmmaker because I came at filmmaking through painting. And right now, I'm a writer-director and I'm sort of drawn toward, smart, funny, beautiful films with a fantastical bent.
That's wonderful. And tell me about the film, what it's all about, and what
Sure.
inspired you.
Sure. My film is called And Now I Lay Me Down. It's a dark comedy about a fading actress, Celia Dalvey, who tries to arrange a perfect day and it doesn't go quite as planned. And it stars the incredible Jane Kasmerick from Malcolm in the Middle, who's wonderful. The inspiration of this film, I think of this Joseph Campbell quote that the dark night of the soul is followed by revelation. And I was going through a very difficult time in my life. I had just lost part of my nose to skin cancer, all this whole part right there. And my film career was seemingly at a standstill. And I had this like terrible day where everything seemed to be crashing down on me.
Yeah.
It was so bad, I like forced myself to meditate because I was so out of sorts. And when I got up, I had a vision for this film. And it sort of flashed before my eyes. I even got the title and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to make this film and I think it's going to change my life. So I wish all films came to me like this. It was a very cool experience. And I really loved making it.
That's wonderful. And what do you hope people will take away from the story?
Sure. You know, even though I deal with the serious subject of suicide with the comedic lens, I will say when I started to work on the film, I researched suicide. And I found this staggering statistic that 9 out of 10 people who try to take their own lives and fail never try again. That they immediately reported feeling like their problems weren't worth losing their lives over. And this sort of deep idea, I feel like, was the theme for me in the making of the
Yeah.
film. So I think, ideally, it's sort of an impression that you leave on people. So I think it would be like, through self-introspection, you can heal yourself. And that would be the ideal sort of takeaway. And of course, I don't expect people to watch it and to think this exact thought. It's sort of like an impression, films sort of
Yeah.
leave you with impressions. So yeah.
Yeah, it definitely left me with that impression. It was,
Oh, good.
yeah, I love the ending. I thought it was so well filmed and well composed. And that's another question that I had about your creative choices, especially to that ending scene that I'm not going to spoil
Oh,
it here.
sure. Sure. So which, like the very last beat?
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah. So to me, yeah, she eats a flower. It's okay. I can give that spoiler alert. So for me, I used flowers as sort of a motif in the film. You
Yeah.
see daisies in the film, which are for me, they're like, peasant flowers almost. They're free. And the gardener, gives her some and she kind of blows it off. And she, is sort of this wealthy, entitled woman and has all these big opulent bouquets in her house and she sort of disregards the daisies. And so the last beat, after her characters had this big journey, she sees the daisy and eats it. And for me, it's funny, of course. And
Yeah.
so it's a light moment, but also like the meaning of that for me is that she is integrating like a more humble version of herself into herself of like the humility and innocence. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. And another thing that caught my attention, it's so small, it's the Cheetos. I really that because my mom loves Cheetos and it's her guilty pleasure.
Mhm.
Why that choice?
I think, well, they're really good, and I'm kind of annoyed by how much I like them when I do have them because they have like red number 40 and all these carcinogens in them, and now I'm
Yeah.
going to be sued by Cheetos. But they're my kids. I have kids, and at their grandparents' house, they're always like a plethora of Cheetos, and so they're in my life, and I see them, and I'm always like, don't eat the Cheetos, like those are bad, but they're so good. So I think that's where it came from. Because
Yeah,
they're like,
I love
I'll
it.
find a bag in the car, and I'm like, oh,
They're
sometimes
everywhere.
I steal them too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love that little detail. I think it added a lot to her character as well. And the film is lined up to go into a lot of festivals. Can you talk a little bit about that and how are you
Sure.
feeling about having the film in so many festivals out there?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I actually had to write them down because I'm like, I'm not even going to remember. So it's playing at the See Film Festival, September 3rd, Toronto International Nollywood Film Festival, September 11th, the Imagine This Women's Film Festival in New York City, September 14th. And that's an online version too, so you can watch it online through that film festival. The Lady Filmmakers Festival in Beverly Hills in September 25th, the Ridgeway Film Festival in Colorado, and I just found out about the Ojai Film Festival. I think that's in October. So a lot. But I feel like the best way for people to see this is online. Most of the time you can't go to the film
Yeah,
festivals. And eventually it will be on a streaming service, knock on wood. So
that's
yeah, thank you
awesome.
for asking.
Awesome. And is there a social page that people can follow and see the work and everything, how it's
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on Instagram at Ronnie DeMuth, and I have an at and now I lay me down official, that's connected to my page. So I don't have a website yet for it yet specifically, but that's on my list, on my big list of things to do.
perfect? And what were some challenges that you faced during production?
I think Um, the the complicated VFX sequences, it's almost like more of a post-production answer. I think the VFX sequences were the most challenging things for me. I had done VFX, but not to this degree. And they're very involved, and like to communicate with VFX artists is almost a different experience than communicating with an actor. It's just like someone with a lot of times their brain sort of works differently. So to talk about the create something creative with them is a little different. I would say one of the things I learned was to absolutely storyboard every frame of a VFX sequence. And I kind of did, but it was kind of a half-assed version. And now I realize, like, oh my gosh, that would have saved me like a lot of money had I done that better. So that was one of the big takeaways.
Yeah, that's a good tip for people that are directing films to really do storyboarding. It's something that sometimes we don't pay attention to, but it can help
Mhm.
a lot. And I love
Yeah,
that scene with the teardrop and then the title sequence.
thank
That
you.
that was lovely. And I was,
Oh, I'm so glad you
wow,
liked it.
whoever did this was very well done. I loved it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
And to close this off, I wanted
Mhm.
to ask you, since our magazine gives voice and inspiration to people that are starting, I wanted you to give some tips or insights to women in film that are starting out. What would you say to them?
I would say the most important thing is to create and to not let lack of funds prevent you from creating. If you have to, you can shoot on your iPhone and edit, in iMovie. And I would say write about things that are challenging to you or where you really feel something, connect to what moves you, and to write and to create from that place.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like to add or mention about the film?
I don't think so. I just would love for people to see it. So like the first one I know coming up that's online is with Imagine This in New York. So yeah, I just, I want as many people to see it as possible. So
Perfect. Yeah, I will share everything, the links to the
thank you
festivals
so
as
much.
well, just to push it. And I really hope people watch it because it's great. Very
Thank
delicate
you.
storytelling, really well done, and I can feel your personality in it through those
That's great.
scenes. So it's wonderful. Those
Thank you
are
so
all the
much.
questions I have. I know we're short on
Great.
time. I
No problem. I've been talking all morning.
That's great, and best of luck with your film. I really hope
Thank you.
it gets out there, and I'll do my best to push it as well.
Thank you
And
so
if you
much.
ever have any other projects, I would love to watch them and talk about them as well.
Amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.